Goofballs, a football podcast, Phase 4. I'm Kenneth Arthur, and this week it is we just went through it. I'm going to say it, the penultimate week of the regular season. And now this will be the ultimate week, I guess. Is that what, Johnny, is that what follows penultimate?
Yes.
Great. So this will be the ultimate week of the NFL season. And in fact, lots of playoff races, lots of seedings. Even though most teams have been eliminated, there's a couple of teams that will be disappointed this weekend. Speaking of disappointed, I've got two other co-hosts with me, as always, Johnny Schwartzbein and Andrew Grace. Surprisingly, only one of your teams was eliminated from the playoffs this week. Johnny, your final thoughts?
We would have won the Super Bowl if it wasn't for COVID. That's my takeaway from this season.
Andrew, rebuttal?
I don't doubt it.
He's a good debater. Let's see. I was trying to think of, I got a Goofballs of football. For those of you who are listening, you can also watch it on YouTube. What's a good font, Johnny?
Good font? I don't know, but the punchline font is always Comic Sans.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, the Comic Sans joke.
Helvetica?
Helvetica is one of the...
Impact is a font.
I don't have Helvetica.
Do you have
Impact is bad. Impact
Times
is bad.
New Roman, or if you want to go like OG, you go Times Old Roman.
I like Playfair Display. I use that in my newsletter. Trebuchet. Andrew, do you know what a trebuchet is?
Dude, I'm a Times New Roman guy and Comic Sans MS. I'm feeling crazy. You know,
what about
I do Comic
Vita
Sans
Loca?
sometimes. No, man,
Vita
Times New
Loca.
Roman.
That is goofy.
Yeah.
Johnny, we have one more week of Lock It Up to go.
Yep.
And I've taken perhaps a slight lead. And yet there is still, like we said, a few races left to be decided. I would like the Colts to win the AFC South, which they say is unlikely. But it could happen. And if the Colts win the AFC South, neither one of us will get our 12-point selections of the Titans, but you won't get your 4-point selection of the Colts. And I didn't have the Colts as a wild card.
True.
So that's one thing that I could do. And there's things you could do and things Andrew, you're way out of it. But you could still somehow get 13 points if a double bonus if your Giants win the NFC East.
I was prepared to give a concession speech tonight. I didn't know I was.
You should. You're backed by a lot of points. I don't think that this 13 points is going to help.
Yeah, and to be clear, for the Giants to win the NFC East, they would have to beat the Cowboys and have the Eagles beat the Washington football team. That's how they do it.
Yeah, it's not like super unlikely. It would be really crazy if they got in.
Not impossible.
Not impossible. It's just, What a really weird NFC East year with the little fun. Who's the favorite now to get in? It's the Washington football team, right?
If they win, they're in.
Yeah.
So the other two, the Cowboys and the Giants, it depends on what they need Washington to lose. And then they need to win. So Washington is the favorite. And it's the only scenario that I could hope for is it all gets shut down from COVID. No, is that the Giants win and the Eagles win and the Giants go to playoffs. Because I want the Eagles to win any football game. I'm not like a Jets fan. But I don't want the Cowboys to win the division. So I would rather have the Giants win the division.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe you never know with these coaches, these rookie coaches, first year as an HC.
Good argument.
Yeah, you just never know. That's like, that's my
You're
thesis.
just, they
That's
got a
my
rookie head
supporting.
coach. You're just naming facts about the team and saying that that's something that helps them win. As if,
They know who each other are because of the names on the back of the jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's two guys with the last name Smith, they put in a first initial, so they got it on lockdown.
Exactly. And the uniforms are blue and the grass is green, which
How does
helps
this
a
New
lot.
Jersey thing work? How is this? This is crazy to me. It's like if there was a team in Alaska and that Seattle took ownership of it and said, "Oh, great, it's the Washingtons." Actually, yeah. How do you own these teams in New Jersey, and how does New Jersey feel about it?
Dude, it's classic tri-state area fun because you know what? Stadium's a lot of space. Where do you go when you want to get a lot of space? You're in New York guy. You got to go to Jersey, bro.
Yeah, I got to go to one of the smallest states in the country. It's right next to it. They couldn't put a stadium in Pennsylvania or
Where does
upstate
Long
New York.
Island? Where does Long Island rank?
Long Island is so. Okay, I'll tell you, I've had some scary moments in East Rutherford, like going to concerts and just having a little too much the sauce in me, and just being like, "Whoa, I got to get back to the city."
Yeah.
And like you're in Jersey, you just can't. You're in Jersey. It's like
Andrew, I'm not 100% sure if you're talking about alcohol or actual sauce of some sort.
No.
He does what he calls the New Yorker. It's a double shot glass that's half Tennessee honey whiskey and half barbecue sauce. The double sauce, and he went to go see Gavin DeGraw in the Meadowlands, and he just shat his pants, and he's like, I have to sit on a train for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I got the whiskey BBQ squirts listening to my boy Gavin up there.
Yeah, man. Sometimes those chefs, they don't cook that wine off, dude. You got to go back of house. Hey, you cook that off, dude? Because I'm feeling pretty drunk.
Well, Andrew, you have to pick an NFC wild card. You've previously picked the Arizona Cardinals as a wild card, and they need to win this weekend for that to happen.
Yeah.
You've also selected the Saints as a wild card, which is not going to happen.
Yeah.
But who else would you like to select as an NFC wild card? You cannot select the Bucks because they are your pick for the NFC South. Who would you like to select?
I think I'm going to go ahead and select the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams. With the Cardinals, with the QB going down there, it's pretty tough situation. So I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Yeah, and the Rams are in a pretty interesting situation as well. That they'll be playing without Jared Goff, and so they will also be. I mean, we'll see if Kyler Murray plays, but Jared Goff will be out, which some Rams fans are excited about.
Yeah, could be a good thing.
Backup John Wolford. Nobody knows anything about him. He's very exciting if you just watched his last season of college football and didn't really know that he wasn't a prospect, of note, really, because he played at Wake Forest. But his highlights and his numbers were pretty outstanding. I think he's like he's definitely the best quarterback in school history. And it's like he could be like a fun quarterback to watch. Although I think maybe it could be in the vein of a Gardner Minshew, where it's like people like to root for him. He's fun. He somehow he gets the job done, but ultimately maybe he's not actually a good starter. And that's not what they're relying on him to be. So the Rams will have this one game of John Wolford, and then if they make the playoffs, they expect to get Jared Goff back and maybe Andrew Whitworth back for the wild card game. And then the Rams could be a threatening team in the playoffs, I think, assuming they make it and that those players are healthy. Johnny, do you know who your final lock-it-in pick is?
I think so. I have to pick an NFC wildcard team, and it's between the Bears and the Cardinals. Now, you already have the Cardinals picked as a wildcard team from weeks past.
Yes.
And I feel like I need every point I can get. Now, even though the Cardinals are going up against a Rams team with their backup quarterback, Kyler Murray's banged up, and the Bears are playing Green Bay in Lambeau, but I need every point advantage that I can get. So I'm going to go ahead and take a leap of faith like I did picking the Eagles as my 13-point pick. And I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears for the final wild card spot, COVID pending.
There you go. I think that is fair. The Bears are currently in the 7th
If they both
spot.
lose, then the Bears are in.
Yeah, the Bears, I think, are in an advantage here. I think the Bears are – although, yeah, the Rams are playing without a lot of starters. Cooper Kupp was just placed on the COVID-19 list, so Cooper Kupp might be out. I mean, the Rams are really, really down to it. But the Cardinals, I think the Cardinals are a fairly bad team, and I think they're a little overrated. But they're definitely dangerous. I think they can beat anyone, as they proved against the Bills. And against the Seahawks and against the Rams, really. I think they played the Rams not as well, but you get the idea.
Yep.
So my thinking here, yes, I guess I really need the Cards to win there. But my thinking here is, I have to pick the winner of the NFC East. You guys picked this as your second selection of the confidence poll. Andrew might actually still get it for 13 points, but I waited all the way to the end, and that's proven to be, I think, fair, as 3 teams are still alive. And you guys talked about it already, so I'll just get to it. I'm selecting the Dallas Cowboys to
That
win
is a
NFC
shit
East.
pick. That is a shit pick. You actually think the Eagles are going to beat Washington?
Hey,
no.
I think that division is unpredictable, so I'm just going with my gut and saying that the 7-9 team,
You need to switch.
7-9 Cowboys will be the.
You think Architectural
ones.
Digest can do that, Kenny?
I don't know that reference. What is that?
AD, bro, Andy Dalton.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You need to switch that pick right now, Kenneth, to Washington.
No, those are my feelings.
I mean, we just talked about how the Bears have an advantage because if they both lose, and then you pick a team that doesn't have the same advantage that Washington has, which is just win and they're in.
I don't care about advantages. You're talking about logic and sense and all this fucking nonsense. I'm talking about my gut, okay? The Cowboys are the playoff team, okay? I'm looking at the whole division, and I'm saying who's the playoff team. In my mind, the one that I see in the playoffs, it's the Jerry Jones story. They're going to want the Cowboys in the playoffs for TV ratings. Anything you want. I don't know. I don't care what their odds are. If they were a 1% chance, I would choose the Cowboys.
I'm just saying I want to, just a sidebar, I want to apologize to all goofball listeners that the only person on this podcast as a host that had any sort of credibility just lost all of his with maybe the worst pick of anything I've ever heard in my entire life.
Hey, where's that? I was the one who said, and this podcast episode was deleted. How did it get deleted? Oh, well, it was my fault? Sure. But in this episode with Mina Kimes, where I said that Jared Goff would get benched by, I think, 2021, and I was laughed out of existence. And where are we at right now with Jared Goff?
He's injured, and you're mocking him.
He is
real big. Way to punch up.
He's right back into playing in the playoffs.
You're an illogical monster.
But laugh at me, you shall. Okay, laugh at me, you shall. There is a lot of playoff implications, so I thought it might be fun because I don't know any other podcasts that could do this. If you watch the video, I got the ESPN playoff machine. Andrew, have you ever toyed around with this?
I have not.
Well, man, are you in for a treat? I think you could get lost for hours, like a kid in a puzzle store. Were you a fan of puzzles?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I was a
Well, you
fan
weren't the kid,
of.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind puzzles. I mean, they're good for me now. I try to do them now.
Hot
Make up for
take.
all
I
that I
don't mind
lost.
puzzles. Hot take alert. Hit the siren.
Well, riddle me this. Let's see. We got all the games up here. We didn't make any picks this season on Goofballs. I think that was a good decision. Who cares what we think? There's enough people out there doing picks. But let's go through and see what happens to the playoff picture and what the playoffs will look like if we decide who these winners of the teams are. And I'm going to give a back and forth between Johnny and Andrew as to this isn't consensus. You get to make the choice, so it's up to you, and then I'll move on to the next one, and it's up to you, and that's it. No, we can hear the other side if there's an argument against, but that's the way it goes. So, Andrew, starting off with an AFC matchup here, an AFC East matchup here, Dolphins at Bills. Who would you like to? Who do you think will win this game?
Wait. Browns at Bills?
Dolphins at Bills.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is not this
yeah,
part.
I was looking at
Okay, Dolphins at Bills. Look, I love Cleveland. It's a great town. But when you get the 1-2 punch of Tua Tagovailoa and Fitzmagic, you don't know who's coming at you. Two dangerous QBs in and out of the old hot pocket. I'm going with the Miami 305 Fontainebleau Dolphins.
They're sharing that king bed in the top suite at the Fontainebleau. Fitzmagic.
Yeah, I'm the cheese.
Takes two to tango.
We'll see. It looks like that would move Miami up to 11-5, bump Buffalo down to 12-4, potentially keep them out of this 2 seed. Johnny, why don't we move on and have you select, and this is just random, so this may not all have playoff implications.
Yeah.
Jets at Patriots.
The only thing that could make this Jets season worse is if they have a lower draft pick. So the Jets will win this game and suck more.
3-game winning streak. Is that right? For the
Jets?
Could Adam Gase be the first coach fired on a 3-game winning streak? So there you go. And I'm sure Andrew wouldn't mind a loss by the Patriots to the Jets. Andrew, what about the Ravens at Bengals? Bengals are getting a little hot right now.
Yeah, not hot enough, Kenny. Not hot enough. The Ravens take that with a little hop in their step.
This is I think the Ravens could be a playoff sleeper here. Steelers at Browns, Johnny.
Mason Rudolph starting for the Steelers. Give me the Browns, please.
There you go. One true fact that I had forgotten. And now, if anyone didn't know that, there you go. Andrew, fun for you.
Oh, my God.
The Cowboys at Giants.
What luck. Did you plan for this, Kenneth?
No, this doesn't benefit me.
Hey, you know what? As much as frustrated as I am with my New York Giants, I gotta give them a little hometown love, and I say they pull this puppy out and at least put themselves in contention to get in the playoffs.
Yep, I can't believe you said it. I can't believe you said that, and it's true that the Giants can keep in contention for the playoffs. The Giants might win the Super Bowl, guys. The Giants might win the Super Bowl.
I mean, they've won how many Super Bowls as a wild card? 2?
One time they were the division champions.
Oh, that's right.
They were just like 9-7 or 10-6.
Yeah, crazy things can happen with that old pigskin, Kenneth.
Oh my God, the pigskin! I can't believe it. Every time it comes out. Okay, there you go. And Johnny, Vikings at Lions.
When in doubt, just pick against the Lions, and Dalvin Cook's a beast this year, so I'll take Minnesota, please.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Minnesota. I don't know. Probably they don't. I don't imagine they're the type of town to shake it up. But it doesn't seem to be working. Andrew, Falcons at Buccaneers.
Hey, you know what? Tommy B is an old man, and you know what he knows about? Taking it easy. All right, he's got to get to the playoffs, and he's probably spreading that good wisdom to the rest of the team. The Patriots are famous for some bad Week 17 performances. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons.
I don't mind that. I feel that's fair. And, Trump's the Buccaneers 10-6. I thought they could be much more or something.
Just out of curiosity, if they win that game, do they move up in the seeding? I'm trying to look. They might want to lose intentionally, keep their spot, and go against Washington.
No, their best shot of going against Washington would be to win.
Oh, okay.
If they win, they're guaranteed this.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Because the Rams beat the Bucs earlier this season,
Right.
So they would move up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so so Johnny, Titans at Texans.
For the sake of my Survivor League pick,
this has nothing to do with the Survivor, any Survivor League.
It all has to do with money, baby, and I want to be in the
hunt. You're talking about what you're rooting for.
Oh, now you're going logic. Okay, here's the logistics of my pick then, Kenneth. Tennessee is a much better team than the Texans, and the Texans don't want to play very well at all. So I'll pick the Titans.
Texans, they have nothing to gain here. They've given up their first-round pick next season, and they won't gain anything. I'm sure they will lose. Andrew, Jacksonville Jaguars, they're 1-14. They're a team in the AFC South. They have colors like teal and black. Do you know what Duval is?
I know who Robert Duval is, and I know that Jacksonville is one of those cities that, hey, I just don't know if I want to live in Jacksonville. Take me to the 305, baby, South Beach. But who are they playing against there, Kenny?
Well, yeah, it's a good question. I was just what's interesting is how some people think and know what a Duval is, and other people don't. But a lot of people think that people know about it. Anyway,
it's the thing I put on top of I put my blanket into it before I put it on.
Oh, a duvet cover.
A Duval cover. Is it
duvet?
Is it pronounced duvet?
Yeah,
Robert
Duvet.
Robert Duvet. Yeah, is it Robert Duvet? Rebecca Duvet. Duvet.
Yeah.
Rebecca Duvet.
My mom loves duvet covers, and she calls them duvet covers, and she knows a little French. So I'm gonna say she's got the pronunciation right.
So
I think the Buccaneers run a duvet cover defense.
Hey! Before I get too exposed, let me throw a little duvet cover on this pick here. I'm gonna go with the Colts all the way.
He's going Colts all the way, everybody.
High stakes.
Colts. Colts. You missed the playoffs at 11-5. Isn't that tough, guys? Isn't that tough? Can't be a Super Bowl sleeper pick really at this stage. Anyway, Johnny, Raiders at Buccaneers.
No, is that Broncos?
Raiders at Bronconeers.
Yeah, I think the Raiders will start to win now that it's all over for them. So I'll pick the Raiders.
Fair. Andrew, Chargers at Chiefs. Battle of the Chuz.
Kansas City. All
why?
The way. We're going in. You know why? Because Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and company are they just it's effortless. They don't need rest weeks. It's effortless for them. They're just out there and they're playing pickup football, and it's amazing.
You think yeah.
You said and company. In 5 seconds, 10 seconds, name 3 other Chiefs besides Patrick Mahomes. Go.
Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Sammy Watkins.
Oh, barely under the gun. You could have picked Le'Veon Bell. You could have picked Tyreek Hill.
I know. You put me under the gun. I get a little, I get a little traffic jam in the old brain.
Okay, Harrison Butker. Back to you, Kenneth.
They say Eric Bieniemy might not, be that good of a coaching prospect. That people say he doesn't call the plays for Kansas City. Does it make you think any differently of Kansas City's offensive coordinator, knowing if he doesn't call the plays?
Probably.
Johnny?
Me? Oh, I thought that was directed towards Andrew. What does an offensive coordinator? I honestly don't know what an offensive coordinator does besides be the person that should be calling the plays. I don't know what goes into it. What I do know is I haven't heard a quarterback say kill, kill, kill as much as fucking Carson Wentz has this entire season when he was playing. Fuck him. Fuck him. I get rid of him, trade him. Eric Bieniemy seems like a nice guy, though.
I don't know very much about his personality, but moving on. Packers at Bears. This one goes to Johnny. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Packers at Bears.
For the sake of my lock it in pick, no. I think both the Cardinals and the Packers or the Bears and the Cardinals are going to lose. So that takes care of my two picks. I'll take the Packers.
Packers. Got the Andrew. You got the Saints at the Panthers.
Tough matchup.
You know what? Oh man, it's the Panthers are just kind of limping right now. They're in tough shape, and I think that the Saints. I mean, they're not doing bounties anymore, but I'll tell you, you got a head coach.
I love it when sentences start like that.
I know. If you got a head coach who used to be, throwing around bounties, I imagine he's got him motivated in week, 18 this year? 17? What week is
that
this?
doesn't start till next year. Yeah, it's week 17.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't know. I think they're going to come out firing. So Saints.
All right, the New Orleans Saints.
Don't know
Johnny,
what paper towels have to do with it.
Cardinals at Rams.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are going to lose this game to the Rams. So I'll pick the Rams to win the game over the Cardinals.
Andrew, Seahawks at 49ers.
You know what? You gotta love that northwestern weather, Pacific Northwest. The let's go Seahawks.
I think you picked the Seahawks, who wind up as the 3 seed, even though they'd be 12-4 because we got wins here for the Packers and the Saints, understandably so. And finally, Johnny, you also wind up on your own alma mater. Who would you like to select with the football team at the Eagles?
This year's Eagles team has been the biggest pile of disappointing dog shit I've ever experienced in my entire life. If I could just have each of the players and coaches on the team feel the psychological and physical feeling of dying, but still be alive and fine, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
But Washington doesn't have any quarterbacks that are very good, and I'm going to pick the Eagles to win.
I think you took that too far. I think we're going to get on a watch.
I would.
I think we're going to get on a watch list.
If Doug Peterson is listening, I want you to feel the sensation of dying.
Now we get the playoffs as
playoffs.
Green Bay first seed 13-3, Saints 12-4, Seahawks 12-4, and the Giants win the NFC East at 6-10. Getting Andrew 13 points. 1, 3, 13 points. Odell Beckham Jr.'s number.
Willie Beeman.
Yeah. Victor Cruz.
You'd be hosting the LA Rams, and the Seahawks would be hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Saints would be hosting the 8-8 Chicago Bears. Good for the NFC, getting in a couple of shit teams. Good job.
Meanwhile,
And
the
even,
AFC
like-
has a team with 11 wins that doesn't get in. And the
Yep.
shit show Giants are just the 4th seed. What a sport league.
I feel that this game, the Rams at the Giants, I mean, if that was to transpire, and even what if Jared Goff wasn't even back yet, which Jared Goff isn't playing that great, but what if he wasn't back yet? It's John Wolford starting in the playoffs for the Rams against, even worse, Daniel Jones.
And then, okay, so the winner of that matchup plays the Packers?
No, and don't get ahead of yourself, okay? I can't. My mind can't, because this got the 7 seed. The Packers will host the lowest seed, so
Yeah, so it
it
won't
could
be
be one of these teams.
Wow, that's crazy. The Giants pulling off a win in Lambeau is crazy.
The Bucks at the Seahawks. The Giants pulling off. See, my brain can't catch up. The Bucks at the Seahawks would be fine. I mean, that could go either way. And the Bears at the Saints. God, the last thing that this world needs right now is a Bears game. Can we just please stop?
If this is the NFC playoff picture, if that comes to fruition, there won't be a real playoff game in the NFC until like the conference finals.
Yeah,
that will be the only one with teams worth it, like where both teams are good teams.
we need the Rams to lose to the Cardinals so that the Rams and Cardinals both get into the playoffs. And it's just, I mean, they're gonna, the NFL will be happy that Tom Brady is in the playoffs, which he was already in the playoffs, but they'll be happy
I'm
that
happy
Tom
for him
Brady
too. Yeah.
And Tom Brady at Russell Wilson is a game that they would like to put up somewhere. I think the Giants. Let me see. I'm just clicked on them to make sure. Yep, they're one of the football teams. That's right. That was an accident. But I think that the Giants as a ratings draw is enough. Damn it, I lost it. So I have to click all those again.
Good media market, that New York.
Oh my God, have you seen it lately? Have you ever watched Mad Men?
It's big, that Apple.
Do you really, I saw 8 million people. Is that true, Andrew?
Yeah, dude.
How many of those have you actually confirmed actually are there? What if this 8 million number is inflated? What if it's more like 80,000 and you're just all very compact?
Dude, I've done my fair share of head counts up and down Manhattan Island, and I can assure you, I've gotten, past 80,000. So, stop that rumor right there, because there's at least 95,000 people on Manhattan Island, dude.
Okay, Andrew, you're on the streets of Manhattan. You're strutting your stuff in the Big Apple. You get a hot dog. What goes on the hot dog? Go.
Mustard, just mustard. When I was a kid, it was ketchup mustard. And then I remember I was at a family reunion. I got my uncle from Jersey, and he was like, "You don't put fucking ketchup on a hot dog." And I was like, "Oh, right, yeah." I was like too afraid to do it at the thing, and I always got my uncle's image in my head every time I get a hot dog. So mustard.
Just mustard?
Yeah.
You're
the onions.
You're either a purist or a toddler if you get just mustard.
I'll
No
do a little
relish, no
sauerkraut.
onions. Onions I'll take. If you go straight up
Yeah.
onions brown mustard, that would be my mom's dog.
Let's run through the AFC before our quick halftime. Toot toot. That's our new halftime toot toot. AFC, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they came out of nowhere here, I think, at the end here to become 15-1. Did anybody see Kansas City becoming good this year.
Me, I saw them. Period. I saw them.
Oh, good. You just saw them, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Buffalo Bills as the 2 seed at 12-4, and the Pittsburgh Steelers as the 3 seed at 12-4, and the Tennessee Titans coming in at number 4, like Casey Kasem once used to say. And then 5th seed Miami Dolphins. One of my favorite cameos, Johnny, when you get Casey Kasem on Saved by the Bell. I mean,
Oh yeah, at the max. Yeah.
sometimes I wonder though, would I even have known who Casey Kasem was if not for watching Saved by the Bell? I mean,
That Bayside High lived in some sort of vacuum where everyone knew the old person that was the guest, like, cameo that week.
to me, that's like when people do Saved by the Bell references now in mainstream media or whatever, or they're like, oh, let's bring back Zach Morris. To me, that's Casey Kasem to them then.
Yeah.
Like,
Meanwhile, teenagers are like, the guy from Franklin and Bash?
yeah, exactly. Nobody cares who Mark Paul Gosselaar is now, except for us, but older now. So we've got Dolphins at Titans, Ravens at Steelers. This is a game that obviously the NFL would like to promote. And the Browns at the Buffalo Bills. Johnny, your thoughts when you look at these AFC playoffs?
It's crazy that it's going to be like at the beginning of the year. I wouldn't have guessed Kansas City Chiefs New York Giants Super Bowl, but that looks like what it's going to be.
Yep. And the Giants upsetting the Kansas City Chiefs.
Crazy. Colt McCoy, Super Bowl MVP.
Oh my God. Andrew, your immediate thoughts?
It's I'm
Immediate
pretty
and
surprised.
short.
Yeah, you know what? Woof. That's what I think about that. Seriously.
Referencing the Cleveland Browns, of course. I'm assuming your pick all the way. Johnny, I'll see you in a moment.
Yes. Halftime. Toot toot.
All right.